listening to Uncut Melanin, giving you life from our perspective.
Recording.
Welcome to another episode.
Uncut Melanin.
Uncut Melanin.
Episode 3.
Episode 3.
That's what's up.
Live in your speakers.
Yes, indeed.
Turn us out. Block everything out for the next 30, 40 minutes.
40 minutes?
It's just you and us.
That's what's up.
What's up, Pat?
What's good?
How you been?
Another week. I think we'll be the first quarter of December.
Oh, yeah. The year's almost over, for real.
For sure. Like, I can't complain about this year. It's been a extreme life lesson.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
This year I've been through a lot of changes this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've grown up a lot.
Good, bad?
Just, I guess, everything is always working out for me, you know? That's how I sincerely feel.
Yeah.
But, everything always ends up to be for the good.
That's what's up. The whole timeline is a lesson that is always worthwhile, and the bad sometimes feels heavier than the good, but in the long run, you gotta enjoy it, right?
Exactly.
All right. So, this episode, I brought up a topic to you earlier, and it was mostly about consistency.
Wait, why are you skipping the black business?
Oh, that's true. Can't skip that. So, while we're on that topic, I do have a business.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to improvise. It's cool. One of the businesses is Chef Tina. And I've known her for a while. And she's been doing her thing, cooking, doing her thing, doing events throughout the year, throughout when she finishes her chef school, and she has a little spot on 441. I don't have the address on me right now, but I do have her Instagram, which is at Chef Tina Lee, and website cheftina.com, and her number is 954-440-5996. And she's doing her thing, man. I showed you a couple of pictures, and it's always something mouth-watering to look, to like, and
yeah, it definitely looks delicious. I'll eat that.
And I've tasted a couple of her foods, so y'all check her out. What about you?
Okay, I have Miss Kiki Hems. You can find her at 752 Studio. The number 7, the number 5, the number 2, and the word studio on Instagram. She has a website, www.752studio.com. And she specializes in graphic art. She can make a logo for you. She had a sale going on recently. But she's actually, what I'm interested in her for is her social media management. When you start a new business, you need to get your marketing right and get your pages right. Your social media is where it's at, these days, to make money. She will handle all that for you. So definitely check her out. That is Kiki Hems. I don't know how to say it. I'm saying that right. Kiki Hems, and it's at 75 Studio on Instagram.
That's what's up.
What's going on this week in any current events?
Current events. Let me think about it. Well, your boy keeps popping up on TV.
Which boy?
Trumpy.
Oh, Lord. He's not my boy. That's a Manchurian candidate.
He's like, it's not directly on the topic, but it is. Like, his consistency for just being who he is legit. Like, I thought at the beginning, like, all right, he's going to be in here for a while and change a little bit. Nah. He is the exact same fool.
It's a business move.
For sure. Like, from the beginning. Like, he has been the same person from the beginning to now.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed. He just got a little bit more power.
He's about self, and I mean, that's what I think. If more people were about self, the world might be a realer place.
He is about self, and he stuck to whatever the hell he was talking about. But guess what? For the large population, I don't see people really agreeing with him, and he does have a following. But like, should we really get into it? Where, you know, when I get into him, I get a little bit upset.
Okay.
But yeah, he's been really consistent with what he's been doing.
I mean, you know, I get what you're saying, like, but Trump doesn't really upset me. I mean, his outward, that's how I like my white people. I like my racists to be outwardly racist. I don't need no underhanded, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, don't bullshit me. Be racist all you want, so I know who the hell you are.
And then you know how to deal with them accordingly. You know what I mean? But like Trump, I really believe that President of the United States is just a Manchurian candidate for all these corporations.
Oh, I believe that too. But guess what? Mm-hmm. Like, if you look at before he became president, like, mad people used to have him in lyrics.
For real, that's
like
true.
Mad rappers. Like, I wish I had the number of people that had Trump in their lyrics, and it wasn't necessarily him being bad, because, you know, he was always the person that they looked about when he talked about money. I got that Trump money, all this. But now that he's put his foot into becoming the president, actually doing it, you know, it's one thing. And I seen another thing where he was like, yo, if I ever became president, like, he had a blueprint, I'll be Republican. They would never not vote for me. Yeah, and that's probably not the exact words, but that's what it was. Like, he had a plan, like he wasn't really Republican, but he knew the blueprint to get in there. You know what I'm saying? But I could talk about him for a good minute, but we ain't gonna stick on.
I mean, there's got some retarded ass people in the retarded ass Midwest of America, and that I didn't even say just the Midwest, but that's where the majority of these people live. Yeah. And no matter who is there, as long as this person is a white man and is Republican, they're gonna vote for him, and they're gonna. White people, if anything else, know how to stay on code. They know how to stay on code.
Without really.
They just got that shit down pat. Yeah. And if black people were to get that shit, we were to get on code, there's no stopping us, man. But yeah, I just feel like Trump he's like a poppy show to me. I can't even it's all about business. It's all for him. It's all business moves for him to make his pockets deeper. Yeah.
And I mean, for all of them, I think it's a business move, because once you out of there, that's when the money moves are made for presidents. Like, you know, you're set for life, you know. Yeah, and I honestly thought that the look on his face, he didn't expect to win, and that when he saw it, he was shocked that he won, and he just rolled with what was going on. But I'm pretty sure he thought that he was going to lose. And I could be wrong. But at the end of the day, he's here. And I don't know if he's going to make it past this next joint, because they really trying to get him out of there. Hey, if they do, shout outs to them. But
I don't know. He might get another 4 years.
He might. You know, this 4 went mad fast too. Shit. You know. But another thing I wanted to bring up. Let's move past... Mr. Grab him by the pussy. Okay. And it's a kind of serious topic for real. And that's like this kidnapping thing going on. And so many people. And I know it's probably not even a topic you want to talk about, because I know it's touchy.
You know, I don't like talking. Like, I just feel like I think people should still keep posting online and stuff, but I feel like Well, we're gonna talk about it when we get into the consistency situation. But I feel like what you focus your attention on is what you bring into your life. So I think it's important to make people aware, but also, you know, from my own personal thing, just where I'm at right now, I can't dwell on things like that. And
I feel you, but the numbers
yeah,
are like so high. Like I totally get that mindset where you don't want to, you don't want to stick with it. And we're gonna like touch on it where like you just have to be super cautious. Pay attention to the things that your kids do, that your families do, and it doesn't even have to necessarily be kids, but the numbers out there are telling us that they out there doing shit to take loved ones.
Yeah, I read something because they're taking the organs. They're young girls and transplanting their uterus into men that want to have babies.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
No, I ain't even hear that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Crazy. You know, they was taking kidneys and shit from a long time.
Yeah, for sure. I heard about that.
But yeah, I heard that's the new thing, is they're trying to get the uterus out of the kids. I mean, I don't know how true it is, and it might be a stretch, but the numbers, I mean, I don't know if anybody's, and I haven't done a comparison to see, okay, are white kids disappearing as fast?
Right.
Because, I mean, you hear about what's going on in your own community more than you hear what's going on in other people's
Yeah, but
community.
I saw a number where it was like more than 75,000 black women had been kidnapped in the United States.
That's crazy.
But there's more. Mm-hmm. And I'm just talking about black women, but minority number are higher than any other number. Yeah. And just to hear those figures is like super shocking. So
just, you got to be aware of your surroundings, be aware of what your children are doing at all times.
Yeah.
Watch them on the internet, like be aware of your own internet things. Turn off your locations. Like, you'd be surprised.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Your Wi-Fi and location services, they should have people following you.
For sure. I seen a kid, I think she met somebody off TikTok, and she didn't even tell her peoples that. Like, what?
Yeah, my daughter had TikTok. I had to get her to delete that shit. I was like, no. After, I didn't even say it was okay, because I wouldn't have told her yes, but I think my mom might have, you know. But I was like, no, you gotta take that off, because that's just too grown.
Yeah.
For, you know, I feel like you shouldn't have no social media until you're like a teenager or something.
Because these days, your kids can get exposed to so many things without you even, like, blinking of an eye. They can be exposed to something that you wouldn't even notice.
At their fingertips.
And then boom, right there, you might not even notice, but they already been exposed.
Exactly.
So, yeah, we had to touch on that. I know it was a real touchy subject, but I feel like it's so serious. And
just increase your awareness, people. And
awareness.
And mace.
Watch out for them white vans. Watch out for them people that's following.
The white vans with the locks on it.
Yeah. They doing the tricks with the window shields and leaving something on your window. You go check it out because you're distracted, and, you know, pay attention. Be out there on the lookout. People be calling me crazy because I'm always, you know, I always keep the hood mentality. I pay attention to majority of the things that I'm at. Like, I always do. And it's important.
You know? An iPhone charger?
Nah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. So let's get into some happier music, some happier news.
You okay?
The Hennessy, I'm talking about happier music.
Hennessy is
the
legacy.
Okay. Miss South Africa, Miss Zazibini Tunzi, has won Miss Universe, and this woman is beautiful.
Man, that is facts. I seen it, and I'm like, yo,
and
I need her number.
Shortcut. She ain't gotta wear no long hair, nothing, yo.
Yeah, she had the part in her hair with the nice.
She walked like she floating on the cloud.
Yeah.
Like, she just has everything. She has poise. She's presence.
Yeah.
Beauty, you know, charm.
And she's bad. And then, like, did you say?
Well-spoken.
You told me that it was like 4 other black folks that won. I think.
Yeah, Miss America, Miss Teen USA, Miss Universe, and is it Miss World or?
I don't know. They was all beautiful in that picture. I was like, yo, but Miss Tunzi. Yo, you don't have. How you spell it? It's spelled Tunzi. Tunzi. I need her number.
Tunchi.
Tell her to holla at Pat.
And her dress was beautiful. Like, I just love everything about her.
She was bad.
Man.
Shout outs to the melanins out
That's
there.
what I'm saying. Man. Big up to that sister, man.
Thanks.
All right. So here we're talking about. We're gonna have a series. We have, if you notice, the past 2 episodes of we've been talking about relationships. But coming down to the end of this year, 2019, everybody's starting to think about the next year and setting goals. And, Pat and I were talking about, well, what is it that you need? What's the most important thing that you need to achieve your goals, And we came up with consistency. And we both have some definitions. I'm going to share. Do you want to share your definition first?
Sure. Mine is not definitely stuck to a definition, but I seen this thing and I'm like, me, I'm not accurate, but it was like, if you go to a dentist, right, and you see him and he gives you a cleaning, that doesn't qualify that your teeth will be intact, just because you go to that dentist twice a year. Like, the consistency is making sure that you brush, floss, and
swish.
That's what matters. Like, not the 2-time visits that you go. Shout out to everybody that takes care of their teeth or whatever. Hygiene is important.
Big up to all the toothbrushes out there. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Shout outs to y'all. I like a person that brushes their teeth.
I'm telling you, that's one of my favorite people.
Yeah.
People that brush their teeth.
We like, baby, you brush your teeth.
Hey.
But yeah, like, real shit, like, the consistency. And I'm gonna give an example. For me, 2019, I always would start working out January like everybody else, right? But I would push myself a little bit further for 2 more months. So January, February, March, April, and I would fall off. Not purposely, but I would push myself because I was like, I don't want to be that motherfucker that does workouts and then falls off like everybody else, because it's usually the 1 month, 2 month, this is my goal, and that's it. This year was the first year that I was consistent. Now, I wasn't always consistent with eating good, but working out all year and just pushing myself, despite if I was tired, despite if I had a lot of things on my mind, if I was stressed, if I had things to do, I always felt like pushing myself and just knowing, damn, if I have 15, 20 minutes, I have time to work out.
Yeah.
That time is important because I would waste time on social media, watching TV, Netflix, everything that can distract you.
Yep.
Yeah, shooting the shit. But that consistency for me was prolific in a manner that I have never taken, which was also therapy for me. Because it was rough for me. I had a lot of things going on in my mind, a lot of things going around in my surroundings, a lot of things have changed.
Yeah.
So that consistency helped me to balance a lot of things. So when we talk about consistency, since this is our topic, this was important to me in so many different ways and so many different levels. But I think we can always take it to the next level with not only working out, but everything that we do. It's like, this is like the fabric of life. Everybody that you know that has come around, that has had success, it comes with consistency. Like, I seen something today. It was a kickboxer, but this Muay Thai guy, the kickboxer was so used to high kicks and a lot of spin kicks, right? But the Muay Thai were used to lower kicks in the beginning of the fight, and Muay Thai was like, they're powerful low kicks, and if you ever see them, they train low
knock
kicks
you on your ass.
Right. So this American Caucasian guy, his kicks and punches were so amazing, right, in the beginning, but the Muay Thai guy came back consistently, no punches, no heavy, just blocking at the top, heavy low kicks, chopping him down, first round, second round, third round. By the 5th, 7th, the guy couldn't even stand.
Damn.
That consistency of kicking and kicking and kicking Like he had to leave there in a wheelchair. Like it was amazing. Like I was like, that's dope, because his style was dope, but he wasn't prepared for that consistency. Exactly.
So I broke mine down into like what, why, and how. Consistency, I looked it up. I found a definition that I liked. It said that the consistency is the achievement of a level of performance that does not vary greatly in quality over time. So I take that to mean that not only are you doing the same thing over again, but you got the same energy every time that you're doing it.
Right.
Or you got the best energy that you could, because I mean we're all human, right? You're giving it your best at each and every time. Consistency to me, for me, I have this mantra that, and this really helps me whenever things are like mundane or I'm getting like fed up. The why are we consistent? We're consistent because consistent vibration equals deliberate creation. I'm gonna say that again. Consistent vibration equals deliberate creation. I'm a proponent, I'm a believer of law of attraction, and I just think that
likewise,
I think that if you're trying to create this life that you want, you have to consistently keep doing what you're doing. Like if you take a sculptor for an example, they have the little pick that they have, the little hammer, and they're consistently vibrating. They have this image in their head. They're consistently vibrating this piece of rock, chiseling away and chipping away at it until it becomes a beautiful work of art. And I think if we treat our life like that and just remember that it's just chipping away, some days you're going to be on it, some days, maybe not so much, but if you consistently keep that energy, you consistently keep pushing forward, there's no way you can't achieve or you can't be successful. This is part of our success series, our success views, and we're gonna keep it going here. So that's my why, because if you're consistent, you're gonna deliberately create a life that you want. And the how is when I have something that I want to achieve, I make it the first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, it's like a daily motivation. You have to physically motivate yourself.
Yeah, that's like the truest thing. Because anything I've heard anybody achieving, it's based on the morning. Like you wake up with having what you want to do on your mind,
right? And
pushing through the entire day, like everything that you do.
Yep. And for me, and it could be something. For those of you who don't have kids, but for me, the first thing I think about in the morning is my children, and that is what keeps me. It's like, okay, I know that the goals I have for them and myself and what I need to do, and it's like, okay.
Did you go out with the kids this weekend?
Oh, I did. I forgot to tell you about that. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later. Yeah. So, but that you have to add that self-motivation is so important, because you can watch Tony Robbins, and you can watch Elon Musk, and you can watch.
Shout outs to Tony Robbins, because I done watched a couple. He done definitely gave me some motivation with a couple of his joints. He
definitely motivates you, but you have to be the one to get up and press play. You know what I mean? You got to be the one to be like, okay, I know I've heard Tony's message a million times before, but I got to listen to it again this morning. Yeah. If that's what you're doing. Like for me, I listen to a lot of Abraham Hicks. So I know the message. I've heard it a million times, but let me do it anyway, because that vibration, you're gonna start vibrating on that higher level, and once you're on that higher frequency, you're gonna start attracting people and situations and things into your life that's gonna help you achieve your goals.
You see a couple of my videos, like most of my videos is my workout videos.
Yeah.
I have music, but there's a couple of them where I have motivational speakers. Yeah. I can't remember his name right now, but he's been probably the most person that has really had me motivated, pushed, and wanting to do so much more.
Yeah.
Even you, I've seen you on your grind, and it pushes me to be like, yo, I gotta do this. For example, like I had did the shirts this year, right? And I had bought like 40, 45 shirts, and I sold all of them. you know, that had me like, oh, well, if I could do this number, I could definitely do another number. And then knowing that you was on the same grind.
Yeah, for real.
You know, you had this stuff doing it.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you pushing yourself. We had this conversation, and so we had a mutuality where it was like, we could do certain things, but we just have to be on that push. You know, and to hear other people telling you, here, this is what you have to do. This is what, it's important for your psyche.
Yeah.
Your psyche is everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even with our conversations, you know, it develops certain emotions, certain pushes for other people. So, and I've always loved to hear podcasts, and just to know that, you know, here with my friend pushing the thoughts of our personal thoughts, it's gonna give other people a mindset of doing certain things or thinking about certain things in a different manner. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
but
it's okay. No, it definitely applies, because when what a byproduct of you trying to hone your frequency, and we can get into I'll address it after, of like different ways you can hone your frequency, but a byproduct of you trying to vibrate higher and keep yourself on a higher level is you're gonna start attracting people that are on those same levels. Like, if I was not doing that, like, we might not even, like, you know, been talking or nothing.
Yeah, we probably would have never linked.
Right. So that's just, you start, and then you start attracting people that's on your same level. You also start meeting people that maybe is somebody that's higher than you are. Maybe they're earning more money. Maybe
that's who you want to be around. The people that are on a higher level, so that you can learn from that. And
you're also going to be around people, maybe there's somebody that you can teach, or somebody that you're maybe doing a little better than. So, you know, Robert Kiyosaki said, never be the smartest person in the room. I don't know if he said that or not, but it feels like
never. It's a fact. Never be the smartest person, because then your bottle is full. Right. You never want to be.
And it doesn't necessarily mean that maybe you are the smartest person in the room about one subject, but I think that whole sentiment is meant to keep you open. Like, even if you know a lot of information about something, like, say I know a lot about cars, then, like,
what you know about cars?
Nothing. If I know a lot about cars, then, you know, you're gonna find somebody who's like, maybe I meet somebody that's like works as a mechanic for Tesla, or as an engineer for Tesla. You find out something new about how a car works or something, you know. So always keep in mind that you don't know everything, and that, like, you know, Erykah Badu said it best. I forgot the line. How she said? She said,
"Shout out to Erykah Badu." You know, I still got a major crush on her.
Yeah, you and me both, my friend. I'm just joking.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. But, like, she said something along the lines of, like, damn, you just threw me out.
My bad.
That's all right. But, like, you know, and then the different ways that you can hone your frequency is, like, I mean, everyone is different, but, like, Pat goes to the gym a lot. And, I mean, he's motivating me. We're going to talk about, I'm going to take you off the right journey of, you know, where I'm at now. Maybe I'll have a podcast where we talk about fitness and different things for the new year.
But you was like the one that was like, yo, keep posting your videos. I was like, you think I should keep posting? I was like, all right, keep posting it, because
it makes your Instagram about you.
Yeah, for sure. Like, hell yeah. Even though my legs is burning, I'm tired. You know, even though I'm working like 3 different jobs, it makes it worthwhile, because, like, I know not doing it, what did it leave me with? A gut, super tired, taking the stairs, unhealthy with my son. Matter of fact, I was working out with my son this weekend, and you know, and he was tired because he worked out with me early, and I called him like, it was like 7:30. I'm like, yo, you gonna come work out with me? And he's like now? And I'm like, yeah, right now. He's like, now? I'm like, yo, yes or no? And he was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get up. He came up. His face still had the pillow muffled crease on his face, and we was out there early in the morning doing what we had to do. Yeah. And I want him to have that mindset, because at least he'll know that, you know, You got to get up early. You got to do what you got to do. And he's going to have those memories of me. He's going to have that, what he needs to do. And it might not hit him now, but if you're consistent with it, he'll have that dialogue in his mindset that this is what you got to do. This is how it is. You know what I mean? Like, just the pushing it. Like, sometimes people get frustrated with their kids and keep repeating, but their mind isn't set like ours. That's why you have that a child stage and adult stage, because certain things stick a little bit different. With kids, you gotta keep throwing it, because sooner or later it'll stick. I personally didn't have as much of stuff being thrown at me, so it took a little bit more time for things to stick, right? But if you have that person, if you have somebody that's constantly throwing and you feel bombarded, sooner or later, if it's something positive, or even worse, if it's something negative, it'll stick. And that's what's gonna mold an individual. And usually individuals at a younger stage are the ones that are molded into whatever was being thrown at them. Right?
Yeah.
So
like, workouts is definitely one of those things, because you definitely got to train your brain to force your body to keep going. Your body wants you to stop. And that kind of self-discipline can be applied all across the board. Some other things you can do is, there's breathing exercises. If you guys want to know more about, there's different breathing numbers and different
that's
things.
Like the most important thing for me.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm ready to quit. Yeah. But it'll trigger in my mind that, just breathe.
Yeah.
Just breathe. And I will
just take that next
take it in. And I will literally have another minute to 30 minutes that I could really push myself just based on breathing. Not based on fatigue, but your body gets more tired if not enough air hits. And you can apply that with everything. And I mean, from work to being annoyed, arguments, sex, everything. Your breathing is truly something that people don't apply as much because they don't think of the importance of it. And it's real, right?
Yeah, so I mean, there's that, and also like there's different techniques. If you need help going to sleep, there's different ways you can breathe. You can train yourself to breathe. If you want to get more energy, there's different numbers you can hold. And so if you guys want more information on that, I can definitely put something together for the next episode. There's meditation, definitely raises your frequency. Music.
Do you meditate?
Raise your frequency. I do meditate. Yeah, I try to meditate every day.
Yeah.
There's also like if there's also like networking, like going out I've done it by myself. Go to meetups where you meet people that are like networking or that are starting their own business or whatever. Self-care is important also, so I just think like any combination of those things, and any combination of what we're kind of going to be talking about on this channel, where we're going to have a fitness series, a relationship series, a success series. Self-care is at the forefront, I think, of that, because if you don't have, if once you can fill up your own cup, then you can give other people according to what they say.
I mean, this is us giving it, but the more we get, the more we put out. It's important. I can't not give credit to a lot of people that have been in my life that have molded me to be the person that I am. Like, I am generous when it comes to a lot of things, and I was molded to be a man that was supposed to be strong, but there was a lot of things that broke me down that I had to learn to bypass, to accept. And once you take a lot of acceptance in a lot of things, it gives you that strength. It gives you that, and a knowledge of that sometimes is important for some people that don't see that there's any way out or anything that is worthwhile. And when we on the topic, consistency will help with many people, and that's young and old.
Yeah. So be consistent, guys. With the New Year's coming up, don't set I used to make the mistake of setting these crazy goals. This year I'm going to whatever. I'm going to lose 200 pounds.
And 200.
Yeah.
Unless you're sick, that's sick. How you lose 200 pounds?
I'm just saying for exaggeration purposes.
Yeah.
Don't touch no big lofty goals. I mean, you can, but the important thing for me is learning how to set small goals. Okay, this week I'm going to do X, Y, and Z towards my weight loss goals or towards my fitness goals.
Yeah.
Or this week I'm going to only put in 6 hours in my success goal, and make it reasonable, because life, if you make things too hard for yourself and make it too unattainable too soon, you're gonna give up, because then you get a perfectionist stance.
You know what mine was?
Just give up.
At the beginning of the year, I was like, all right, I'm gonna do 30 minutes.
And that's it.
Every day that I have a free time. That turned into mid-year. I took an hour and 30 minutes to do cardio 4 days a week.
Yeah.
And slowly towards the end of the year, I added a little bit more. But an hour and 30 minutes, I didn't picture myself doing that, but it was worthwhile. And I stuck to my guns with that New Year's resolution. There was other things that I have on my checklist that I probably didn't hit, but I hit a couple of my checklists, and I was happy to hit the stroke on that checklist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Did you have a resolution, or do you have one coming for the big 2020?
I got 2 coming for the big 2020. I don't want to talk about it just yet, but
Right.
This past year, I can't really talk about that too much either.
Yeah.
But I did achieve
a couple
of things that I set out to achieve. I definitely gained a lot of knowledge, focusing on subjects that I want to grow in. So yeah, I didn't set any weight loss goals this year, and
the podcast is a checklist too, because
I lost 50 pounds.
I had that in my mindset for a long period of time too. Weight loss was one, but the podcast was something I've always thought about, and I put that on a checklist. You push me once again. You got a lot of motivational skills out there, so I thank you.
I try to.
And high five. And
a little weak ass high five.
Shout outs to the heady. But yeah, let me continue what you were doing. I was just interjecting into that.
I was just saying that actually the resolutions that I set out for the 2019 didn't have anything to do with weight loss goals, and because of me just focusing my time on those things that I had set out to do, I ended up losing 50 pounds hardly without even trying too much. So I know that if I would lose a little 20 more that I want to lose.
Right. Don't give out the secret, because we can make some money off that shit.
Okay.
50 pounds in 2 weeks.
Yeah, but that's it for consistency, guys. You have anything else to say on consistency?
Nah, just keep pushing. You got something in your mind, and you might feel tired, you might feel annoyed, you might get mad. Guess what? Just use that energy, because everything is energy. Your anger, your happiness, use it as a tool to drive you to be consistent in anything that your goal is, and it'll work.
Yeah. And comment down below, guys, and let us know how do you stay consistent? What do you think about this topic? How do you
always leave a comment?
Let us know what you think about that.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, what did we forgot to go over? What we did over the weekend? What did you do this weekend?
This
past week, since the last time we recorded.
Well, like I said, I worked out with my son. I took some time to work out with myself. Got some rest, and I'm just plotting on different things that are important to me. Like I said, it's the end of the year. I have a lot of meditating to do to clear my mind, because I do have some weights on me that need to be relieved of, and it's important. So it was a chill weekend. I didn't really have much that was needed to be said. What about you?
I did a lot of... I went to an app launching for this app called Vibe.
Vibe?
Yeah, it's called Vibe. If you guys want to know more information about it, it's basically it's a network marketing thing, but it basically lets you know how, if you want to start your own fleet of Uber drivers, and that way you kind of have passive income while other people are driving, you're getting paid. So that was very interesting, and I'm definitely going to sign. That's going to be one of my projects this year. What the heck did I write? Oh, I went to Santa's Enchanted Forest.
Santa's Enchanted
down
Forest.
here in South Florida. It's a
if you ain't from Florida, you don't know that song.
You don't know about it, exactly.
But that's in Miami, right?
It's in Miami, all the way in South Miami. Not all the way South Miami, but pretty far into my Hialeah area.
Gotta bring my little man out there.
Yeah, and it was really nice. I took the kids. We hung out. It was nice.
Yeah.
They went back pretty late, so they were late to school this morning, but they were happy. I also saw Frozen 2.
Frozen.
Frozen 2 was good. I liked it. I
All
like
the
Disney
kids
movies.
love Frozen.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. It's pretty. And what is this? What did I write down? Oh, I did another photo shoot because I'm trying to sell T-shirts.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That helps so much.
For sure.
Let there be light. Yeah, I did another little photo shoot to sell these T-shirts for the business that me and my partner are doing. So.
Also, we're going to have Uncut Melanin shirts. I put it on our IG.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely going to push those. When I have them out there, I will let y'all know. I gave y'all a little sample of what it is. And support the team. And, yeah, that'll be important. That'll be cool. We could definitely hit your shirts up too, and we'll go from there. What else? What we was talking about earlier, like how back in the day when people had phones, and when you had a conversation, you had to kind of have to picture what people were talking about.
Oh yeah.
When you had the conversation, and now like modern days is like, if you have any question, be like, yo, video chat
right now.
Like, I'm not playing.
Let me see where you at.
Where the fuck is you at? And that'll answer your question. If the person says, like, nah, that he knows something is up, you know what I mean? But back then, you had to really, like, your conversations were different. Now you have so many different options for conversation. It plays a part in how you communicate with individuals. I mean, it was funny when we were talking about it, but it's like, we have options now. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
It plays a difference in how you see people, how you think about people.
Like this video, if you agree with that. If you think, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the video chat thing.
Yeah, because people have preferences. Because people enjoy just conversation and not video chat.
Yeah, but I know some people that every time they call me, it's on a video chat because they just enjoy that. And like some people only text.
I don't need that all the time.
All the old school people only phone calls because they ain't trying to text.
I'm not in the mood to see your face.
Why isn't it work? Or my mother, I'll be calling my mother on a video chat. And she answering and putting the the phone up to her ear.
She throwback, right?
Like, Mom, look at me. She's like, oh.
Yeah. I think I just got my mom's on that video chat too. Yeah,
but they love it now. Once they figure it out, they love
good.
That shit, yeah. All right, well, this is another episode. What's this, episode 3?
Episode 3. We're going to get it right. Uncut Melanin.
Consistency is key. That's the
That's
name of
right.
this episode.
And I hope y'all liked it. Leave a comment, subscribe, share to somebody.
Hit the bell so you get the notifications.
Straight up, hit that bell. You know what I'm saying? And we out. Uncut Melanin, raw and uncut.
Unedited. Peace
All
out.
right? Peace.